a couple of laps ago and looked like something happened in the car. He got loose, pushed, or something. He got out of the gas, and that's when most of these fellas went by him. Now he's able to maintain and run along with them. Jerry Blunt, what happened to Davey down in turns 1 and 2?
Manny, you're exactly right. Davey had a little bit of a push going in the corner, had to back out of the throttle. No need to take a chance here. We're still just past the 120 lap mark, but you're exactly right. Good eyes. The car went in the corner, and the car began to push as Elliott was going by Davey Allison. Davey had to back out of the throttle just a little bit, which allowed Bill to zip right on by almost effortlessly.
Bill Elliott now is in second position, and Davey Allison is back to, what, sixth?
Yep, back in sixth spot.
We're getting closer to the halfway lap. If you have entered the Gillette Halfway Challenge and you are called at home and can name the driver who won the Gillette Halfway Challenge Award, coming up, you will win the new Chevrolet Lumina.
There's our leader, Mark Martin, of battling forward.
Good lead over second place man Bill Elliott, and Dale Earnhardt continues just to inch away a little bit from Mark Martin. Earnhardt just hoping for a caution. He's already made up one lap, now wants to make up the other one.
Earnhardt might have the fastest car on the racetrack currently.
Yep.
Elliott and Kawicki trying to run down the leader.
Second and third in the race, and third and second in the point standings.
I wonder if they're asking, in Bill Elliott's situation, asking Tim Brewer, Alan Kawicki's situation, asking Paul Andrews, their crew chiefs, what's happening to Davey? Where is he? What's he running? I wonder if they're asking every lap, where's Davey? I wonder if they're keeping track, or they're just concentrating on what they're about, their job.
Well, I don't know whether or not the drivers know, but you fans at home sure know, because we keep you updated as to the points as of right now. Allison on top by 15. He's sixth in the race. Kawicki is third. Then Elliott, Martin, Gant, and Kyle Petty, who's having the worst race among those. Kyle Petty is in 18th position. There's the leader of the race, Mark Martin.
And he's moved from 6th to 5th in the points as of right now. There's Bill Elliott, second place car.
And then third, Kawicki, and fourth, Ricky Rudd. Martin won this race last year, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He sure did.
When Dale Earnhardt won the second straight championship. There's Davey. Jeff Bodine is behind him in Lake Speed. Lake's having a pretty good run.
Having a great run in that Pure X Ford. Brand new race car, Lake told me. First trip out for it.
He's a lap down in 16th position.
One of those guys that made that early pit stop.
Yep.
Yeah, there were a bunch of good cars. Kyle Petty was one of them that got caught down in that position.
And they had no choice. They were out of gas.
Yep.
Earnhardt, that's how he got 2 laps down. He ran out of gas, and they couldn't get the car restarted. He lost 2 laps on that first pit stop, where most of them only lost to 1 lap.
And right now, Earnhardt is moving away from Mark Martin. Martin might be slowing down a little bit because Bill Elliott is catching him.
And Kawicki's not letting Bill Elliott go any place that he's not shadowing him.
Staying right there with him.
Well, we timed 5 consecutive laps and now bring you the results with a Big A Auto Parts on-track interval. We timed Martin and Elliott to see whether or not the interval was closing down, and indeed it did close down on 5 consecutive laps. It went from an interval of 2.4 seconds on lap 120 down to 1.8 seconds on lap 124.
Just a tick over a half a second. And we can see how consistent Bill Elliott was. 32-1 every lap except that one, and that's when he passed the slower car, I'm sure.
Now we'll show you the interval between those second and third place competitors and the leader, Mark Martin. Not very much racetrack between them.
No. I I tell you what, this has been a classic run for a championship. Bill Elliott, Alan Kawicki, we couldn't ask any two to do any more than they're doing. Just as hard as they can go each and every lap.
And I'm not a big cliche fan, and I almost hesitate to say this, but I don't know how else to make the point that the cream has risen to the top in this race, because the guys that are running for the points championship are running right up there toward the front and in the front in some cases.
And Dale Earnhardt he would definitely like to get a victory today, trying to salvage some of his season in 1992. Only one victory for the defending Winston Cup champion this year.
Here's an Autolite field summary for you. Watch for your favorite driver. This is how they crossed the line last time around, 1 lap ago.
Dale Earnhardt back in 15th on the lead lap.
There's Dale. He has pulled away from Mark by a whole bunch.
There goes Earnhardt. Big triples out of the race. And Ricky Rudd is slowing. Our 4th place car slowing dramatically.
The winner at Dover not too long ago, Ricky Rudd. And the guy that is 7th in the point standings is off the pace, and the report is he's lost his power steering.
Oh, man. It'd be a struggle trying to wrestle that thing around with no power steering. The problem is used to they didn't have power steering, but they adjusted the front end so he could drive the car. Now with power steering, the front end adjustment makes it almost impossible to turn it like most cars on the street.
But remember, a few years ago, of course, it has changed some with radial tires in particular, with the different settings of the front end to accommodate the radials. But Earnhardt lost power steering, wasn't it, at Bristol, one of the toughest tracks on the circuit, went on to win the race.
Yeah,
won the race.
Yep. Rudd has an 82-point lead on Darrell Waltrip in the point standings. There's King Richard Petty, who is at the moment out of the Hooters 500, being led by Mark Martin.
Did we? Yeah.
I was yelling at you to talk back, but Earnhardt is hooked up, eh?
Yeah.
Now Martin now drops to 3rd. Yeah.
I see it's part of pushing.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been back out there for quite a while. Yeah. But not long after the green came back out.
Another good run for Jimmy Spencer. Pit stop was about 10 laps, I'm told.
Trying to win his 2nd Winston Cup. He did it in 1988. Bill Elliott leads the Hooters 500. 2nd place belongs to Alan Kawicki. And Mark Martin, who was leading this race just a few laps ago, has fallen all the way back to 3rd position. So Bill Elliott now is at the front. And here's how Mark lost the lead.
Going into